Hey, what is up you guys? This is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion, and today we are going to be reacting and reviewing the 5th episode of The Crown entitled Marionettes. So let's just get right into this review. Queen's critic is at it again. Pain in the neck? He must work for the royal family, I'm assuming? Seems to care a lot about what other people think of the Queen. Oh no.
Yes.
Wow, that was aggressive. That's so weird to think of them watching TV. I just feel like they don't have time to do that. But apparently they did. Oh my god, him with his dogs!
I'd like to begin by asking Lord Altrincham a simple question.
Why does he not like her?
She's our head of state, loved, respected, and admired throughout the world, so why did you hate her so very much?
Yeah. Oh, guess we're not gonna get that until after the credits. Okay. We're jumping a lot in the timeline this season. 1 month earlier, okay.
A piece on reforming the House of Lords. Dermot, you were going to look at that for me, weren't you? Nutty about it? And Europe.
It seems that no one is paying attention to what he wants to write, so maybe I'm making a small prediction for the episode. Maybe he is someone who felt the need to write about controversy in order to be paid attention to.
Of its average men and women. Working men and women? It has a touch more dignity. Yeah, the average is fine.
I think the young man was correct. It's interesting to see how every single word of this Queen's speech was so extremely well thought out and scrutinized, like maybe not by the Queen herself, but by the people working for her. It just goes to show how many eyes and ears were on her all the time. Oh my god, the dogs! They should like hang out with the Queen's corgis.
The Queen read it. She didn't need to. She merely asked. The tone of the speech is somewhat what? Old-fashioned. And would leave her open to attack.
And that's why that guy attacked her, because in that one scene they were already talking about how he is trying to be progressive and he doesn't believe in like old-fashioned things. So if this speech is going to reflect in any way that the Queen is old-fashioned, I could see why someone like him is going to attack her. Oh wow. This is such a moment. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my god, look at that shot.
A little shorter now, rounder at back.
Lovely.
Oh god, she's gonna hate it. She's gonna hate it. It's a choice. Oh.
Thank you. I like it very much.
I thought you were hoping for more children from me.
Oh my god.
Why on earth would you do something like that to your hair?
This is just kind of like funny coincidence. Earlier today, I actually got my hair done and I got it cut quite short. So I just think it's really funny that the Queen is kind of experiencing some hair issues.
I think you might take a look at Jane Mansfield or Rita Hayworth. Ooh, damn.
Oh my god, I feel bad. Now she's becoming self-conscious.
Many of you are leading uneventful, lonely lives.
Oh.
Of dull, repetitive work, depends in great measure. The upward course of a nation's history is due, in the long run, to the soundness of heart of its average men and women.
This speech is pretty bad. Oh, I like this little jaunty tune. Maybe the lesson that the Queen is gonna learn at the end of this episode is that she needs to like be more aware of the image she is putting out into the world. From her hair to the speeches she says, it's not enough to just be given a speech and not have a look over of it yourself. Wow, this is like The crown goes National Geographic. Look at her crawling on the ground. I literally cannot imagine the queen frickin' doing this, but okay. Oh no, they're gonna kill it? Oh no! Oh, she's gonna be the one to frickin' do the trick. That's really sad. Maybe she's gonna feel like the target now. Just like that poor innocent deer or whatever that was.
What gives him the right?
Ooh,
Tell me.
that headline.
Honestly, which program?
Impact with Robin Day.
Okay, so now we are in present day.
She's our head of state, loved, respected, and admired around the world. So why do you hate her so very much?
Oh, now we're gonna get the answer.
I don't.
Then why criticize her like this?
All I'm suggesting is that in her public speeches and in her appearances, she should be more natural. Her style of speaking is, quite frankly, a pain in the neck. She sounds strangled. I was horrified by the indifference and inertia with which the speech was greeted. Would you accept that being queen and head of
Partly
the
his
Church
fault.
of Her Majesty is a seemingly impossible task? She has to be ordinary and extraordinary. Being ordinary doesn't have to mean bland, or ineffectual, or forgettable. And against
Well, he
whom
has some,
these
like,
days may
constructive
try.
criticism.
Only the boss can get rid of the bad servants. She hires them. She alone can fire them.
Oh,
They may be
shoot.
bad. They're quite dreadful. But it is her responsibility. It's not theirs, in the sense that they're just hired hands.
Oh my god, the dogs.
Criticize the monarchy. But we have to remember that since the Second World War, since Suez, Britain has changed beyond recognition. And yet the monarchy continues its pre-war routine. I believe it would serve the Queen and her courtiers well to remember that until recently, monarchies were the rule, and republics the exception. But today, republics are the rule. Monarchies,
Oh.
very much the exception.
I really like the way they scored this scene, by the way. He had some, like, valid points, though. Like, they were constructive criticisms. Oh no, I kind of feel bad that he got punched in the face, because that guy didn't hear any of this.
Lord Altrincham? Yes?
Oh my god, his face should be, like, low-key a little bruised. Even if it was, like, a little tiny, like, black and blue.
Your Majesty.
Yes, what is it, Michael?
Michael, you didn't take care of the situation 2 episodes ago. Today, you're kind of falling short, Michael.
You're not going to deny that this whole mess springs from a badly written speech which I gave unquestioningly because I trusted you. Perhaps Lord Altrincham was right. Perhaps I should surround myself with younger, more dynamic people with one foot in the real world.
Oh, Michael? Michael? Now she feels like the deer, the target.
Ambassadors from all around the world have been calling me. Her Majesty will hardly need reminding. A great many other countries have overthrown their monarchies and become republics in recent years. Bulgaria, Italy, Tunisia only last month. Of course, we're not at that point. Not at a red light.
Oh, but if she
Not
gets
even with an
disfavored
app.
by the public, it could get to
But
that
we hate
point.
it, the
She needs to be
governments.
liked.
But it would be
We're in the spirit of openness and wanting to work together.
To work together, they would have sent someone higher up.
Go and take a little suggestions.
See, look at this. Look at this woman. Great wing person to have. Great suggestions and recommendations.
Lord Altrincham? Yes. This way, please.
Oh, I wonder if they're gonna surprise him and he's gonna meet with the queen. Wow, I like the way that they're shooting this. Like, that's, you know, you would kind of be in awe walking into the palace like that.
Here we are, Lord Altrincham. Colonel Charteris will be with you shortly. I see we have something in common.
And what would that be?
Oh my god, they did it. Ah, I called it.
Your Majesty.
Wow, that's so cool. Oh my god, this is like, do you remember on TV here in the US, like a long time ago, there was a series called Confronting My Hater? Like, this is literally the Crown equivalent.
Dare offer an opinion, I must be trying to burn the temple down. On the contrary, I'm trying to make sure it survives.
Well, those of us in the temple are very much looking forward to hearing what it is we must do in order to survive. Shall we begin?
Wow, okay, I'm sorry. May I just say, I think it's interesting to note that the monarchy in this episode is kind of like letting go of the ego, not saying that she has a big ego, but humbling herself, being willing to listen to the complaints of the people. I wish our modern day people in the White House would do something like that, but that will probably never happen. Okay, just thought I'd point that out.
Is my voice alright? You can understand me.
Oh,
Yes.
Not too strangled.
oh my god, shade.
People like me.
Can say exactly what they think.
Yes.
In any way they want.
No, she's like not having it, but I mean, at least showed up.
Because the age of deference is over.
And that same monarch is sitting before, forgive me, a failed politician and an unrecognized journalist, and taking his advice on how to do her job.
She came in with guns a-blazing. But see, good thing he wrote down his little list. He would have been like too stunned to function.
As you might know from my article, I made a series of observations, recommendations of things to change, but for the purposes of this meeting, I chose to limit those recommendations to 6.
6.
3 things to start and 3 things to stop.
Okay.
Let's start with the stops.
This is like she's getting like PR training right now.
The idea that only young women of a certain class are presented to the sovereign, and women who are not of that class are not presented to the sovereign, and somehow not acceptable. This is the sort of iniquity that should have died out with our grandparents' generation, certainly after the war.
Next.
Allow divorced people to move more freely in royal circles.
Oh shit, she's not gonna like that one.
Recommend getting rid of an entire generation of courtier ostriches with their heads buried in the sand. They're stopping the palace evolve in keeping with the rest of the world.
Those ostriches provide an indispensable function of monarchy, the preservation of tradition.
Asked for my recommendations and respectfully passing them on.
She's like, she like becomes the Hulk.
Know the drawbridge. Let people get to know you.
I don't wish to be known.
Damn, that's a Twitter bio right there.
Christmas speech. Become more transparent. Accessible.
Hmm.
And finally,
Finally.
normal people. Not just courtiers or the great and the good, but real people. Average people. Let normal people get to know you too.
If only the Queen had access to Twitter back then.
Would you mind stepping out into the corridor for a moment?
She's like, I'm gonna turn into the Hulk right now, and then when I'm done with my transformation, you could come back in and take my rage. Okay, I will say though, he's like pretty brave, man. Like, my knees would be knocking if I had the nerve to do that and even get that far to have a conversation with her and be like, oh yeah, work on this. Like, he's got chutzpah. Where'd she go?
When I went back into the room, she was gone, vanished, into thin air.
Maybe she has like a secret hallway or something.
That concessions might be made to 1 or 2 of my recommendations.
Oh, the Christmas speech. Okay. Oh, well, how perfect for the holiday season. Oh no, she's getting scared. It's what you gotta do, girl. You're moving into the era of TV, so the people need to see you. Like your coronation. You got it. You got it, girl. You got this.
Happy Christmas.
Oh.
25 years ago.
This is so endearing. Oh wow, look at that old school teleprompter, girl.
Because television has made it possible for many of you to see me in your homes on Christmas Day.
Oh, I'm happy for him.
Gather around and watch the television, as they are at this moment. And that is how I think of you all now.
Better, much better. Oh, I love like how she keeps looking down and then looking up. It's very like human.
Of the speed at which things are changing all around us. I hope that 1958.
Wow, 1958. Woo!
And peace. Of a very happy Christmas.
Oh, you did it!
Congratulations.
Stormed off the set like a true diva. Oh my god, Margaret, my fave character. I love these two, like, get together to, like, interact, even for this small scene. They're like the fun royals.
And that, I believe, that is Harriet the Hammer Jones.
She says with such confusion.
That's all we have left. The last scraps of armor as we go from
I mean, it is an interesting perspective that she is coming from.
To be nothing at all. Marionettes.
The episode title.
Mr. and Mrs. David Smith.
Oh, so this was the beginning of like those iconic pictures of the queen and meeting the like normal people. Well, now it's like you have to kind of be like of a certain like status to meet them. The corgis! Okay. Alright, and some post-show thoughts. So I thought this episode was a lovely episode. I feel like it was one of those episodes that kind of functioned as a bit of a teaching lesson for Queen Elizabeth, and not even just Queen Elizabeth, but for the people who work for the royal family. Obviously, I feel like the lesson of this particular episode was, again, another reminder that the world is evolving, it's changing, and with its evolution, the royal family has to evolve in its ways in response to, you know, the world becoming more advanced and more progressive. It reminded me of two episodes. It reminded me of when Prince Philip was very adamant in making sure that the coronation was televised in season 1, because again, it was kind of the royal family and the monarchy trying to be with the times. And then this episode also reminded me of the episode from season 1 where Queen Elizabeth kind of took it upon herself to educate herself on different issues, because when she grew up, she didn't get the typical education. That is something I will say from watching The Crown that I did not know about Queen Elizabeth. Is I feel like their interpretation of her is she is someone who at least is always willing to hear different opinions, and she's teachable, she's moldable. And I think that is a quality that is so important in anyone who is in a leadership role. Albeit in that scene when she was talking to, I might butcher his name right now, but Lord Altrincham, albeit during that meeting with him, she seemed a bit cold and obviously guarded because she was meeting with a quote-unquote hater. At least she went to the meeting, and that is, for me, speaks very highly of who she is as a person. And I really enjoy seeing that quality in someone of Queen Elizabeth's position. I know he changed his name. I think he went by like John after he got rid of his title, but I thought it was kind of like a nice, like little loving tribute to a man who didn't get the recognition at the time because of like, you know, protocol and whatnot. But I thought it was a really nice way to pay homage to someone who did, in a way, help the ways of the royal family evolve with time. And I think it was interesting too that in this episode they kind of provided some historical context by talking about how different countries have gotten rid of their own monarchy systems. I loved that little added extra bit of historical context as well, because I felt like it kind of upped the stakes a bit. I love that we really got a chance to see Queen Elizabeth deliver the Christmas speech, which is like kind of coincidental because I haven't watched the full Christmas speech that the Queen gave this year, but it's interesting that The Crown sort of had that moment in an episode, and then in like real life, the Queen sort of referenced it in her own Christmas speech about how like 60 something years ago, a young girl gave a Christmas speech. I was like, oh, look at The Crown being so ahead of the game and kind of timing this perfectly. Alright, and my question for you guys is kind of an interesting one. You know, the scene where Queen Elizabeth was delivering her Christmas speech, her mom looked noticeably upset. I thought it was really interesting that one of the last scenes they really left us with in this episode was her mom kind of talking about how she is scared of getting rid of tradition because it's kind of going to decrease their value in society. So I want to know from you guys, where do you fall in your belief of how modern should the monarchy be? And I think it's especially interesting to think about that question just thinking down the line in a couple months. Prince Harry is going to be marrying Meghan Markle, who is not of like royal background heritage, and she is an American actress. She's half, I believe, half black, half white. I just would like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on kind of this like balancing between having one foot in tradition and one foot in contemporary reality that the royal family, like especially as we evolve with time, that they kind of have to maintain. What do you guys think about that? Do you think like they should just, you know, completely at one point be very, very modern and be very accessible to the people, especially with like social media now, or do you think like they should still maintain that mystique? So what are your guys' thoughts on that? And I'd especially like to know your thoughts if you are from the UK and you're living in that country. Obviously, as an American, like, you know, we're not gonna get it. That's just like not part of our personal experience. But if you're from England, I'd be really interested to hear what are your guys' thoughts on that issue. And that's about it for this video. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and please turn on the notification button so you know when a new video from me comes out. And please comment down below your thoughts on this wonderful episode, once again from The Crown, hitting it out of the park. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all of my humble opinion, and I will see you guys next week with my reaction and review to episode 6. Bye guys!